Hello, YouTubers, and welcome back to another episode of the Grandstand here on the Ohio Patriot Education Network YouTube channel. I'm, as always, your host, AR the Ohio Patriot. And for today's episode, we're going to talk about a multitude of topics, ranging from the Crowdstrike outage the other day, which was basically a hack from what everybody seems to be sort of saying these days now, to the personal hacks against a couple social media accounts that I have that I'm not okay with, dude. And pretty sure I know who's doing it. If it does not have to do with the CrowdStrike outage / hack, I don't think it does. I think it's other people that had fallouts with a couple years ago trying to fuck with me again. And I swear to God, if you fucking guys are doing this shit and you keep fucking trying to do this shit, I will. This is a message out to you motherfuckers right now. I will get the fucking cops locally involved, and I will get the fucking feds involved in that shit, dude. Do not fuck with me. Do not fucking try to fuck with me, because you're gonna fuck with the wrong goddamn autist at this point, who's had enough of your fucking shit, motherfuckers. I don't need this fucking aggravation in my goddamn life right now. Stop trying to fuck with my goddamn accounts unless you want to fucking catch a bunch of charges for hacking, motherfuckers. Because I swear to fucking God, dude, if this shit does not fucking stop, because there's already been 6 attempts on my fucking account right now, dude, in the past 3 days now. I swear to fucking God, if there's another one, I will seriously be calling up the local fucking sheriff's office to see what the actual laws are in the books right now at a state level to have your asses prosecuted here for interstate commerce, is what it is there, whatever, for hacking. And I will definitely 100% contact the FBI and have them fucking go after your asses too, for that matter, under the Fraud and Abuse Act in 1984 is what it is. Or 86, I think it was 86, right? Yeah. Because there's a bunch of charges here with this, dude. Like, you actually look into hacking laws and punishments in America here. You got the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act, you got the Stored Communications Act, you got Electronic Communications Privacy Act, which might be all those, actually, depending. There's obviously some things are obviously a computer used in any interstate commerce or communications, any computer used in foreign commerce or communications, etc., etc. And it goes into like different charges here, what you're going to catch. Honestly, it could be anywhere from a year to like 10 years, motherfuckers. So don't even try this shit anymore, dude. I'm fucking done with it, bro. I'm fucking done with it. Just cut the shit, man. You guys know I'm running for office. I'm probably going to run for the U.S. Senate, honestly, by the way. It'll probably just be for Governor of Ohio again. But yeah, I'm fucking over it, dude. And I don't care. I'm going to call y'all on them at this point, dude. I don't know if it's fucking you, Baron SVJ, or if it's you, PNW Woods. But if it is you guys, seriously, man, cut the fucking shit. I'm fucking over it, dude. I'm done with it. You know, it was bad enough when you guys tried to ruin my life 2 fucking years ago. You know, try to ostracize me from the fucking community at that point. Guess what, motherfuckers? I came back stronger, harder, and faster than that. And I actually came back better equipped. You know, it's why we're the network now. It's why I've gone to the Ohio. That's why I created Ohio Patriot Education Network too, by the way. As a new moniker for the channel is what it is here. It's ridiculous, dude. Like, enough is enough of this shit. And if it's not you guys, okay then, whatever. But if it is you guys, just cut the fucking shit, man. Like, go get a fucking life, seriously. And stop trying to fuck with mine. Yes, exactly. Something to take responsibility for it. And the reason I think it might be these dudes, honestly, for those interested out there, is so there's been 6 different attempts. There was 4 on Saturday. There was 2 more this morning. Both the first and the 5th one were devices in Seattle, Washington area, which is where these assholes' general area of living is there in this country. Their geographical locations there. And then the other ones were, the first go around, it was a set of 4, and the other 3 were from Nevada, I believe, all of them. And then the other one, the 6th one, was from New Jersey, which I think whoever's doing it, I think it's just one guy. I don't think it's a bunch of people doing this. What it is, I think it's just one person doing it. And what they're doing is they're using VPN technology, is what it is there, to essentially mask where they're at. And so they're using the first one with whatever. I think the point was with the Seattle Washington ones it was them trying to be like, oh yeah, it's us, kind of thing, whatever there, and see if I didn't think it was what it is there. And then the other ones are basically just them using like VPNs to like, you know, act like they're bing bonging off other places what it is around the country then. So, which by the way, Facebook's gonna keep fucking like just sending me stuff, dude, and being like, we took care of this shit, dude, because they have every single time right now. So stop trying to fucking hack my personal accounts, douchebags. Because I swear to fucking God, dude, if I see another one of them, I'm gonna be getting the fucking cops involved, dude. I'm gonna be getting the feds involved. And I have no problem with it. I don't need this aggravation in my life. I don't need this fucking hassle. Just leave it fucking be, man. Just leave life, honestly, for God's sakes. Leave me alone, really, is what it is. I don't need your guys shitting on what it is there, dude. Seriously. Be a fucking grown-ass man and realize y'all lost, dude. You lost the fucking battle. You lost the fucking war. Take the hit and get the fuck out is what it is. Speaking of people who have lost the battle and the war, yet are still trying to fight. You guys remember I talked about Brian Kibler a while ago. He's one of the Magic the Gathering dudes. I think he went out to do Hearthstone for a while, too, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if he's doing his own thing now or not, but yeah, we're technically Facebook friends is what it is. And one of the things that popped up in my feed earlier this morning when I was going through all this shit was this thing that he had posted, which says, Harris, straight white man from a swing state. And that was apparently one of Kibler's like timeline things. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ, Brian. Like, I knew that guy was kind of a lefty, but like I didn't realize he was like that retarded, honestly, is what it is. So I'm not surprised though, man. I know a couple years ago, actually, I remember that. I forget if it was during 2020 or if it was right before 2020. I remember there was something with the ACLU, like trying to do a bunch of shady shit is what it is there. Like the whole, I think maybe it was like trans kid stuff, whatever there, and like lawsuits against like people trying to like, you know, ban minor transitions in this country. I'm pretty sure it was Kibler was one of the people that was like donating to the fucking cause or whatever at the time or whatever. I don't know if it was exactly that or not. Maybe it was SPLC stuff, if I'm not mistaken. I remember being ACLU involved in him donating to ACLU or something is what it was there for some like leftist bullshit is what it is there, dude. And I was like, really, guy? Like, really? Like, way to take the wrong side of history. So, but yeah, anyway. But going back to the Crowdstrike thing, though. So there's all kinds of shady shit with that, too. And the reason I think, honestly, it depends who is behind this stuff, obviously. It could be multiple people that I know or knew previously is what it is there because, you know, seeing my post on places like Gizzard Gary's Facebook account there and potentially being able to, like, hack it up with my information to, like, figure out my emails and shit. And that's why they wouldn't be able to technically do, like, the password attempts to log in or whatever then, but failed miserably. Which, by the way, every single time they're doing this now, I am immediately changing my password or something else. People said, like, don't even try it again. Like, it's just going to be a new password then after that. So, good luck figuring out these keys of these motherfuckers. Because it's, like, really hard to do that, honestly. So, hell, even half the time I don't know what the fuck it is anymore, dude. So it's like, let alone you guys knowing what it's going to fucking be at some point. So, anyway. Yeah, we got a couple hours ago, we got Crowdstrike says significant number of devices hit by its massive tech outage. We're back online. So that's the thing I'm kind of wondering too, because this didn't start until Saturday. I think this Crowdstrike attack happened, what was it, like last Thursday or something? So it could be that as well. Like it could have been maybe my email and like some other shit was like part of a bunch of emails that were like fleeced by people or something like that. Maybe it's just like people on, like maybe it's multiple people from multiple states doing the shit. Because it's like people just buying my information or whatever then if that'd be the case. Who the hell knows? But yeah, it's really fucking annoying either way, dude. So, and we also got a couple hours ago, Delta is still canceling flights because of the massive outage there. And see, that's what bothers me about this whole situation here. Like, they're still calling it an outage. Like, now, granted, I looked it up as Crowdstrike outage. But still, it's like, you guys are not admitting this is an actual attack by somebody, dude. which is what it is, honestly. Like you're not gonna have it be like you're not gonna have some company like CrowdStrike just like do an update without doing a test first, dude. And Microsoft using this company, and all of a sudden it just like puts everything into outage mode and stuff like that. No, it was definitely it was some kind of a cyber hack, dude. Seriously. And when it affected everything from various like cell phone networks to landline networks to obviously flight networks, et cetera, across the board, where you've had people literally stuck in airports all weekend, all the way up to this morning is what it is, dude. So they've been there 4 or 5 days now after this shit happened. By the way, that's just another reason why I will never fly, is because of stuff like this right here, honestly, dude. Because there's no reason to be stuck in an airport like for like days or weeks at a time is what it is there, because of shit like this, honestly. And not to mention the fact that, like, God forbid you can't, like, just the way to carry on a plane and stuff like that anymore, dude, is like so fucking miserable. Like, why would you even want to at this point, honestly, dude? So potentially we without a firearm too on top of that, like, yeah, fuck that shit, man. Across the board right now. So, we got 50 minutes ago here. It was days after CrowdStrike outage, North Carolina woman still stuck at MSP airport. Yeah, see, that's the thing I'm saying. Like, you have a lady there, and that's just one woman, by the way. That's not even like everybody. There's like a ton of other people that are fucking stuck in these same places, dude. And I'm almost kind of wondering if it wasn't something, going back to the thing with me and stuff like that, if it wasn't something where it was potentially had to do with my phone, because it had a Facebook thing out that I disabled this morning too, for that matter. So it could have been that too as well. But anyway. Yeah, so it's Minneapolis Airport. Okay. Yeah, Minneapolis. A North Carolina woman is still trying to get home after last week's CrowdStrike outage waylaid her at Minneapolis St. Paul International Airport. Says Melissa Vasco is from Raleigh, North Carolina, and went with a group of 16 other travelers to Anchorage, Alaska for a cruise. On the way home, they got stuck at the airport there in Minnesota due to widespread tech issues caused by a technical problem with global cybersecurity firm CrowdStrike. Or really, it was just a hack due to CrowdStrike, is what it is there, dude. This lady continued on and said, "We would like to go back to Raleigh, but we are open to whatever flight that we can actually fly home." Well, and that's the thing, right? This is the problem I have right here as well, too. This kind of goes back to like the whole like planes, trains, and automobiles movie back in the day. Because you had those dudes, they couldn't get on flights, so they went and, tried to get on a bus or tried to rent a car and stuff like that. Like, how is your intention not just, hey, we're obviously not going to get on a fucking flight here. Like, this is obviously going to be an issue right now. Like, let's just rent a fucking car or rent a van or something like that, dude. If it's a bunchy, obviously, like, now granted, you could just rent a bunch of cars, would be then if you needed to have like, four people per vehicle or whatever, then you just rent a bunch of sedans or something like that. Or if you needed to have one that's like a legit 16-person vehicle or whatever, then dude, just rent a friggin', a van or two is what it is. Then people won't have like an 8-passenger van or something like that then, and just do 2 of them then. And throw everybody's shit in the back of it is what it is there. So, yeah, I feel like these people were not thinking logically is what it is, man. Because my ass would have been home at this point already. Like, I'm not getting stuck in fucking Minnesota when I'm in North Carolina as my home, dude. Like, my ass is going to be in a fucking vehicle or something like that the next day and be zipping the fuck out of there. And if it takes me a day or two to drive home, so be it. So, anyway, yeah, so this woman said she actually got on a plane Sunday night and was on the tarmac, but they had to leave the plane after the crew announced the pilots could not fly. That's nice. She said, "I'm hoping that we can find some luck today." It said that this woman has a flight booked Monday, but others in her party have not been so lucky. She's hoping to get home as soon as possible because she needs medications refilled, and she wants to see her family. See, that's another problem right there. Why would you go on a cruise to in another state if you're on a medication that you're like obviously necessary of, and not have enough on hand to where it's like, oh, I gotta get this shit refilled before I run out, basically. Because she kind of looks like the kind of lady that's probably like on some like, whether it be like blood pressure meds or something else for that matter, that would be like necessary stuff to like maintain her living, essentially. Maybe some diabetes medication, who knows, man. But yeah, like I don't know why you wouldn't like have like a big ass supply of that shit with you if you're gonna go on that kind of extended trip there, man. That seems kind of dumb, honestly. So anyway, she said her experience with airport employees has been very positive, including with one worker who has been on the clock for 48 hours. Fuck that shit, dude. Like, nah, bro. Like, that dude or that chick is definitely taking power naps at that point, bro. Yeah, screw that shit, man. So we are just very appreciative. We've called them essential workers, she said, because they fucking are people. Says as of 7:30 Monday morning, more than 100 arriving and departing flights have been canceled at that airport. Yeah, she's not going to have a flight today, man. Says Crowdstrike provides antivirus software to Microsoft for its Windows devices and many industries globally, from banking to retail to healthcare. Says use the company's software to protect against breaches and hackers, which again is exactly how you would hack if you're going to hack. You'd have a backdoor in there to hack, is what it is. Says Crowdstrike said it has since identified the problem in its software and stressed that it was not a cyber attack. Yeah, says everybody who's trying to say it, like, that's the thing, right? Like, of course you're going to say it's not a cyber hack, dude, or a cyber attack, because it clearly is, people. That's the entire point. But you're not going to admit that shit was a thing, because that would mean you'd be, at fault because your fucking dumbass can't deal with that shit. And you had somebody smarter than you and be able to take your shit out, is what it is, then, people. So, anyway. Speaking, this is a shit from that state. Another article that popped up here on the same website here. Republicans taking unusual route and race against Senator Amy Klobuchar, who, by the way, should have been thrown out of office back in 2020 when she unsuccessfully ran for president of this country. This is also the same dirty fucking piece of shit, worthless cunt, who quite literally railroaded a young black child who I think was like either 7 or 8 years old into a false confession when she was the prosecutor there in the St. Paul area, is what it was there, for a crime he obviously did not commit, never gave him a chance to have a parent present during questioning, nor a lawyer present during questioning, and yet the shit was not thrown out on that alone, dude. But yeah, literally had this kid false confess at like 7, 8 years old to further her own bullshit career. And then she used that fucking conviction then years later to run for the U.S. Senate, is what it was. And it's like, Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Like, these people are fucking evil, dude. Like, they are pure goddamn evil. For real. Anyway, so there has been so much attention on the developments of the presidential candidates that some local races have not gotten as much attention. Senator Amy Klobuchar, who is running for her 4th term in the U.S. Senate, again, she should have been thrown out and during her 3rd term in the U.S. Senate. It said in talking points, looks at the unusual journey Republicans are taking to find an opponent to run against her. It says U.S. Senate races are very expensive. For example, during the last Senate race in Pennsylvania, candidates raised and spent more than $300 million. Jesus Christ, dude. That's the fucking, again, I've said this before, I'll say it again, dude. This is the exact problem with politics. It should not take people $300 million to win a U.S. Senate seat, for God's sakes. Like, there has to be, like, seriously, bro, there has to be money caps going forward in this country on every single power. If you can't win on $1 million or $2 million, whatever the case be, dude, then get the fuck out of here is what it is, for real. So that's why U.S. Senate candidates usually announce a full year and a half before the election. So that is not the case at this year's U.S. Senate election in Minnesota. It's a Klobuchar who won her 2012 re-election bid by more than 30 points in the bluest fucking district ever, by the way. State there is what it is. And won her 2018 bid by more than 20 points. And that's why Minnesota Republicans have had a tough time finding a candidate to run against her. Or you could just disqualify her from the fucking race, people. How about that? How about actually throw her out of fucking office for literally being a traitor to this fucking country, dude? Not that hard, bro. Not that hard at all. Again, or just trim her out with the trim limits, what it is then, dude. Same difference. Anyway, so past January, Republican and Navy veteran Joe Pfizer announced he would run for Klobuchar's seat. Said, but in a shock, that dude, who was considered a favorite, lost the nomination in May GOP convention to former Gopher and NBA player Royce White. Okay. It says White has a history of documenting legal problems that included owning tens of thousands of dollars in child support and questionable campaign finance expenditures, which include $1,200 spent in a Miami strip club. Again, how is this dude still on the fucking ballot either, for that matter, dude? Better question, actually. How the fuck is Ilhan Omar still a sitting congressperson at this point when this fucking cunt literally has stolen campaign funds to do all kinds of shit, including fucking like bribe her fucking brother/husband at one point. Not to mention you got Cori Bush's ass, who's embezzled a bunch of fucking campaign financial dollars to pay off her fucking husband guy, who was her security dude. It's like, Jesus fucking Christ, people. Like, Democrats are the worst, but these fucking rhino sacks and shit like this Royce guy are just as bad, man. They really are. They really are. Anyway, this is that Frazier had said he would honor his convention's nominating process. Fuck that, dude. No. Tell Royce to go fuck himself. Take back the fucking seat, dude. Seriously. But after he lost the GOP nomination, he changed his mind and is running against White in the August 13 Republican primary. As you should be, buddy. Yeah, fuck this fucking guy. No, run against his ass and win. Seriously. This is White, who was a guest there last month. And then Frazier guy's supposed to be there for this weekend or whatever it is there. So while there's an old saying, money isn't everything, in statewide political races, it certainly helps. So Klobuchar has raised more money than White and Frazier. Said Klobuchar has raised $18 million for her campaign war chest. Says White has raised $85,000 and Frazier raised $62,000. Early voting for the August 13th primary is already underway. Jesus. What a bunch of pathetic bullshit, dude. Again, this right here is BS, dude. She should not be like what these guys have right here, $85,000, $62,000. That's what the fucking cap should be on these fucking Senate races, dude. Like $100K, maybe $300K, something like that. Not $18 million fucking dollars and counting. It's insane, bro. I don't know who those guys are. I'm assuming they're Senate candidates in the state of Maryland. Democrats probably would be my guess. Or were those the guys that tried to run for governor last time around? Let me look it up right now. Oh, okay. It's a congressman. So it's a congressman guy named David Trone. Let's see here now. So that guy's been in office since 2019. Yep, Democrat. All right, let's go ahead and look this shit up. David Trone. Financial. Congressional race, maybe? Okay, we got open secrets here. Woo! $73 million? Are you kidding me, dude? Plus debts. Raised $63 million, spent $63 million and some change. Good God, dude. Fucking hell, my friends. Huh. Interesting. This is the one that Tom Masses everybody has a handler from, the AIPAC. $100,000. Breakthrough Beverage Group, 24,000 some change. Southern Geezers Wine and Spirits, 22,000 some change. Republic of Tea, 19, almost $20,000 from them people. Almost $20,000 from Capital people. Is what is there. Well, that's all candidate self-finance was here on that one for that 62 million and some change there. Like, Jesus Christ. Is this guy a fucking billionaire? Like, goddamn, dude. Or is he just like, he's like one of the most corrupt congressmen there that he gets into power immediately and just starts doing insider trading and gets like literally like $1 billion fucking dollars if he's spending like 63 million on a fucking congressional race, dude. That's insane, dude. Okay. He was part of the Dem Senate primary. 60 million and still lost? Jesus Christ. Last minute. Against Rhino Hogan. Oh, God. I hate that dude. So that Larry Hogan guy's such a fucking douche. Oh, he owns that wine. Okay. That makes sense. That's crazy, bro. How are you spending $60 million on a... Oh, my God. Like... Oh, God. It makes me want to pull my fucking hair out, dude. Like, that's what I'm saying right there. Like think about how much... Oh. That's the kind of shit that just makes me angry, dude, because it's like, how many people in this country right now could that money feed for at least a year or two, honestly, bro? And these dudes are just pissing it away on stupid-ass fucking political races. Only to lose those races. That's what's even worse. Like, it'd be one thing if you, like, spent that and you actually won. It's still, like, a slap in the face to everybody because it's like, look how much money this person had to spend to get in there, dude. But the fact you spent that much and you still lost? Like, fucking hell, man. Ugh. It's sickening is what it is, dude. It's just absolutely sickening, bro. Seriously. But yeah, you could have spent all that money and probably fed every person in the state of Maryland for at least a couple of years, is my guess, with that kind of cash, bro. Or at least supplied food banks for the next, 3 to 5 years with that kind of money or something like that. God, what a waste of money, dude. That's just sad and pathetic at the same time. Ooh. Excuse me. Anyway. I do want to talk about Kamala Harris for a minute there. Going back to the thing I mentioned this last night when I did the Cooking with the Network. I did the Cooking with the Network episode then. I said I was going to talk about it later. So, yeah, there's this. We're going to watch this 6-minute video about Kamala. Here's what it is from X this morning. Where I said, who is Kamala Harris? So everyone needs to listen to this. Make sure my audio is decent here.
What's bizarre is she's trying to frame herself as Miss Black Lives Matter, when in reality, Kamala Harris was the queen of mass incarceration.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Cooper was hours away from receiving a lethal injection.
Wow.
Hours away from his lawyers asked the DNA evidence to be acquired in order to make sure he was actually guilty of the crime. Kamala Harris' office tried to prevent DNA evidence from being acquired. They wanted Kevin Cooper to be executed. But the governor of California disagreed. They acquired DNA evidence, and the execution was stopped. The New York Times tells us that she feels really bad about it. For whatever reason. People can also recall that
how the hell is Kamala not in prison for that shit then, dude? She tried to literally kill an innocent man when she could have just as easily did what she needed to do to get the fucking evidence that proved he was guilty. My God, bro.
She was head of the California State Attorney General's office. Over 1,000 people were locked up for smoking marijuana.
Uh-huh.
She presided over jailing a lot of people. And on top of that, the drug labs in the state of California that were being used by the police were turning up false positive results.
Of course they were.
Yet Kamala Harris's office did not tell the defense attorneys or the judges about this. They knew that the drug labs were turning over false positives. And people went to prison because her office concealed that their drug labs were turning up false positives. And another thing...
Again, why is this cunt not in prison right now, dude, for a bunch of crimes? And not just her, for that matter. Like, everybody involved in that shit, dude, because you're obviously covering up evidence at that point to wrongfully convict innocent people then. Like, my God, bro.
About Kamala Harris, I don't know if people saw, but there's a video of Kamala Harris where she's bragging about how she jailed the parents of children who were truant from school.
That's disgusting.
I would not be standing here were it not the education I received. And I know many of us could say the same thing. And I
education or simply sucking dick, you fucking worthless cunt.
believe a child going without an education is tantamount to a crime. So I decided I was going to start prosecuting parents for truancy. Well, this was a little...
just to be clear on that one, so she's going to prosecute parents for truancy for their kids. Meanwhile, her fucking piece of shit cunt ass doesn't actually have a biological child of her own at all. Any kids that she has access to right now are her husband, Doug Emhoff's biological children. It would be her stepchildren.
Controversial. And frankly, my staff went bananas. They were very concerned because we didn't know at the time whether I was going to have an opponent in my re-election race.
Sure had about 20 opponents, bitch.
This is a serious issue, and I've got a little political capital, and I'm going to spend some of it.
You see the clip? She gets up there, and it's the same kind of thing. She's giggling. Yes, I had the idea that we could lock up parents who were returned from school. You know, I wouldn't be anywhere in my life if it weren't for my education. And so not giving a child their education is a crime. So I jailed parents, and she's giggling about it. It's just so great. And, you know, I see so much in U.S. media. They like to trivialize incarceration. There's so many shows on Netflix and all of that where it ends towards the end where someone goes to jail, but it's part of the happy ending. It's okay. And they don't seem to realize what that means. You know, when one member of a family, a father or a mother goes to prison, or a brother or a sister, it hurts the entire family.
Yeah, it does. Like, by the way, especially if the person that's being incarcerated there is the fucking breadwinner for the family. Because you're potentially taking these kids that would be in a stable home otherwise, and now you're making them ward of the states potentially at that point, and put them in group homes and foster homes and shit like that, because you just jailed their fucking parent. Because you want to be a piece of shit cunt. And make a political name for yourself. It's not, like I said earlier, it's no different than what Amy Klobuchar did years ago to that fucking young black kid, dude. When she rode this fucking innocent kid into a false confession without any kind of lawyer, any kind of parent present. You know, just basically strong-armed his ass for hours until he broke down as a small child and confessed to some bullshit he didn't even do. And then it wasn't until years later that they actually tried to retry the case, if I'm not mistaken, on that one. But yeah, it's so fucking disgusting is what it is, dude. I also appreciate that Camel Toe is now trending. I prefer Kuntmala, personally, spelled Kuntmala.
And when Kamala Harris is up there giggling about, I locked up these parents because their kids weren't in school. Yeah, kids need to be in school. Kids aren't getting to school. It's a problem. But the worst thing you could do is then throw their parents in jail. That's not going to help the situation.
No, it's not.
In a conceivable way. But when she's joking about it, when she's laughing about it, Kamala Harris, she says, what did she say? She said, well, I wouldn't be anywhere if it wasn't for my education. It's about her. The big line when she was calling out Joe Biden, when she was trying to contend with Joe Biden in the presidential election, what did she shout at Joe Biden? She shouted, that little girl was me.
You know, there was a little girl in California who was part of the second class to integrate her public schools. And she was bused to school every day. And that little girl was me.
And then her campaign
Yeah, he's like,
started
really?
churning out T-shirts with the face of 10-year-old Kamala Harris on them. Do you remember this? It's almost like she wants us to vote for her because she was once a 10-year-old child. I mean, that's what it sounds like. What's particularly interesting is
what's actually creepy too going on this whole thing there as well is with Kamala herself. This chick has been a known liar forever, dude. Like, legitimately. She has been a known liar for a long, long time. Actually, how the fuck old is Kamala? Because I think she might even be lying about the integration she is with this man. So, not to mention she lied about the whole, like, smoking weed with Biggie. Yeah, she's 59 years old, dude. She's born in 1964. In 1974. So, I gotta look that one up then if that be the case, dude. Let me figure this out now. So it would have been California racial integration in schools. Okay. So according to this, so mind you, Kamala said it was what? It would have been, she would have been 10 years old at that point, which would have made it roughly 74 at the age of 10. But yet, if you actually look this shit up, what do we find out here, dude? First thing when I looked it up right there was this. School segregation in Los Angeles. Finally, in 1976, the California Supreme Court ruled that LA had to desegregate its schools. So I can only assume that that was kind of the similar thing there with Kamala. So the fact that it was 2 years after the fact that she claimed it was, so she would have been 12 instead of 10. Very interesting, dude. But then again, it's LA though, so it could have been it might have been some of the place that was racially integrated before that though. But yeah, that whole thing seems very like fucking fishy, dude. And like I said, Kamala's a known liar, so it would not surprise me if she was lying her ass off again on this whole thing, dude. But anyway, back to that story. He knows what it is here. So we got about a minute and a half left. Can we take on this?
You know, you remember when she was 10-year-old Kamala Harris on that? Do you remember this? It's almost like she wants us to vote for her because she was once a 10-year-old child. I mean, that's what it sounds like. What's particularly interesting is, you remember when Barack Obama was running for president. We knew everything about Barack Obama.
Uh-huh.
We knew all about Barack Obama's pastor. We knew about Barack Obama's father from Kenya. We knew the school he went to in Indonesia. But Kamala Harris, barely anybody knows anything about Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
Well, Kamala Harris's mother, who's now deceased, was from India, a cancer researcher. Kamala Harris's father, Donald Harris, was a Marxist economist. He was a Marxist economist, a professor at Stanford University. He was an advisor to the government of Michael Manley in Jamaica. And he and Kamala are estranged from one another. He did not attend Kamala's inauguration as vice president. They're not on good speaking terms. But the more you look at it, it's very clear that Kamala Harris sees herself as a victim. The way Kamala Harris speaks, the world has been unfair to her. And she blames Donald Harris for that to some degree or other. We don't know why. We also, there's rumors, we don't really know what happened when she was in Quebec. We just know she never talks about the years that she spent in Quebec. But Kamala Harris thinks that she is a victim. She wants the whole world to know that that little girl was her. But she wants vengeance. She wants to make people pay.
Uh-huh.
She wanted to make Kevin Cooper pay. She wanted to make those parents pay. That's what leftism is if it's stripped of economics. If it's stripped of class struggle, if it's stripped of desire to have the people rise up and control the means of production, if it's just anger, if it's just revenge, it's just a call for destruction, a call for rebellion, that's what Kamala Harris is. Kamala Harris, she's very much a guillotine. That's what she is. It's the glorification of punishment. Desire for revenge, desire for destruction.
Yep. Completely spot on, man. Completely spot on. Yeah, very, very interesting on that one, man. By the way, this is the thing I was talking about earlier from Honda's chat last night, where it was people doing a mosaic of Kamala Harris made out of the black men she kept in prison beyond their sentences to use as free labor for the state of California. And we figured this out last night. Honda was doing the counts, both across and down then. And it's roughly like over 1,000 dudes that make up this picture of Kamala's fucking face and body. Which is insane, bro. And that's, by the way, that's just a fraction of the people that she kept in prison there, dude. To be used as government slaves, legitimately. That's how fucked up this shit is, bro. I'm actually going to go ahead and grab this photo, and then I'm going to go ahead and enhance the photo itself now. So we can see some of the individual gentlemen that were part of this whole thing. By that piece of shit Kamala. Because I want people to know who she actually fucked over in the situation, dude. When that bitch was fucking the Attorney General of the City of California. Yeah, you can see it right there in the face. Just random dudes. More random dudes. More random dudes. Whole bunch of random black dudes that she gave the shaft to because she hates her own fucking father is what it is, dude. Because her father is obviously a Marxist piece of shit, and so is she for that matter. It's fucked up, man. It's really fucked up. By the way, if you don't know who this Billboard Chris guy is, he's actually a really good guy. He calls out the transitioning of kids by these sick-ass adults and is trying to stop it from happening, obviously, as everyone should be at this point in history. So, yeah, just real sick shit in general, is what it is. I also want to talk about this story right here for a minute. This is the one I was talking about during the Cooking with Network episode this morning, where it was this dude in South Africa who killed a bunch of chicks, where apparently police encouraged him and it was all during apartheid back in the day in the 90s. So this mass killer who, quote, hunted black people, says police encouraged him. This is great, the South African murderer who shot dead dozens of black men. Okay, I thought it was black women, actually. Okay, I guess it was black men then for the case. During apartheid, has told BBC the police sanctioned his violence, says Louis Van Schroeder, says others should share the blame for the killings he carried out as a security guard, but in talking to BBC Africa Eye over the past 4 years, he has also let slip horrifying details that raise serious questions about his early release from prison. Said, standing in the bedroom of a killer, your eyes naturally hone in on details. It says this Lewis guy, his bed is immaculately neat. The duvet is so flat, it looks like it has been ironed. It says the air is heavy and the smell of cigarettes. There's stubs piled high in the ashtray, strips of sticky paper dangling from the ceiling, withering with trapped and dying flies. So the so-called apartheid killer has lost his teeth, his health is waning, following a heart attack, but both his legs were recently amputated, leaving him in a wheelchair with painful scars. So when his surgeon carried out the procedure, he requested an epidural instead of a general anesthetic so he could watch them remove his legs. That is some fucking sick shit, bro. That dude is fucked in the head, man. I'll tell you that right now. Even his eye, like, even just looking at his irises there, dude, like his fucking eyes just look like a dead, like the 1,000-yard stare dead man eyes is what it is there, man. So it's fucked up, dude. Apparently, he claimed he was curious, so I saw them cutting. They sawed through the bone, meaning watching his leg be sawed off. So, speaking to BBC World Service, He wanted to persuade us that he is not the monster that people say he is. So that's exactly what we are, buddy. Said his euthogenic description of his legs being removed did little to soften his image. Said over a 3-year period in the 1980s under the country's racist apartheid system, which is ironic that they call the apartheid system racist, given that you have Julius Malema, the black supremacist leader in Africa, literally calling for white genocide right now, people. That would be way worse than what this fucking guy did. Because you're trying to genocide like every white person in South Africa, and then also pretty much anybody that's not black. So, anyway. But yeah, it was over 3 years, 1980s, under apartheid, which imposed a strict hierarchy that privileged white South Africans. Yeah, and meanwhile, now you got white South Africans literally being killed en masse, dude, for their fucking farmland and everything else like that. Said this Lewis guy shot and killed at least 39 people. Said all the victims were black. The youngest was just 12 years old. The killings occurred in East London, a city in South Africa's widespread Eastern Cape. It says Lewis was a security guard at the time with a contract to protect as many as 70% of white-owned businesses, restaurants, shops, factories, and schools. He has long claimed that everyone he killed was a criminal who was caught red-handed breaking into these buildings. Said he was kind of a vigilante killer. He was a dirty, hairy character, says Isa Jacobson, a South African journalist and filmmaker who has spent 20 years investigating his case. Said these are intruders who were, in a lot of cases, pretty desperate, digging through bins, maybe stealing some food, petty criminals. It says Van Chu's killings, sometimes several in a single night, struck terror in the black community in South London. So story spread through the city of a bearded man nicknamed Whiskers in the, I'm not sure how to pronounce that name, some kind of African language there, who made people disappear at night, but his shootings were not carried out in secret. Every killing between 1986 and 1989 was reported to the police by the Lewis guy himself. It says, but the release from prison of anti-apartheid leader Nelson Mandela in 1990 signaled an end to his impunity. It says ripples of change swept through South Africa, and following pressure from activists and journalists, the security guard was arrested in 1991. The interesting part about that is, by the way, with Nelson Mandela there, so Mandela, his wife, was also a massive raging racist. So was Nelson Mandela himself, for that matter. His wife used to do a thing called necklacing. For those who know what that is, it's them literally putting a tire around your neck, right? Putting like a cup of gas or some kind of like accelerant, like lighter fluid or something like that, like spraying some lighter fluid is what it is there. And then while it's around the person's neck, they lit it on fire and killed the person that way, dude. And this was done to a lot of people across the board of all races, colors, creeds, and especially black people who were backing apartheid and backing like the white people that were in power at the time, whatever that did. And so yeah, it was Nelson Mandela's sick, comfortable wife who was basically the one doing a lot of this shit, both on his behalf and her own, for that matter. So just real sick ass people in that country, dude, for real. On both sides of the aisle, it seems like there. So the Lewis guy's trial was one of the largest murder trials in South African history, involving dozens of witnesses and thousands of pages of forensic evidence. However, the case against him largely collapsed in court. At the time of his trial, much of the apprentice of the apartheid system was still in place within the judiciary. Despite killing at least 39 people, he was only convicted of 7 murders. He would go on to serve just 12 years in prison. His other 32 killings are still classified as, quote, justifiable homicides by the police. Apartheid-era laws gave people the right to use lethal force against intruders if they resisted arrest and fled once caught. So, stand your ground laws? That's what that sounds like? Like, I'm just saying, man, like, okay. Anyway, this Lewis guy relied heavily on his defense to maintain his innocence, claiming that his victims were running away when he killed them. So BBC's investigation into him scrutinized the evidence underlying these so-called justifiable shootings, delving deep into long-forgotten police reports, autopsies, and witness reports. Investigation was led by Isa Jacobson and involved years of research, archival research, in multiple cities across Eastern Cape. Said most important files were scattered among hundreds of boxes hidden away in vaults. Said the whole scale of it is just mesmerizing, she said. It's astounding that any court of law could allow this to happen. So some of the most harrowing evidence Ms. Jacobson found were witness statements from people who were injured by this dude but survived. So these accounts contradict the security guard's argument that they had been running away from him when he shot them. Since multiple people said he shot them while they had their hands up. Sure they did. I'm really gonna believe those people, by the way. So after they had surrendered, so others described him toying with them, asking if they would prefer to be arrested or shot before shooting them in the chest. Another victim described being shot in the abdomen, begging for water before being kicked in his wound by this Lewis guy. So the security guard was armed with a 9mm semi-automatic pistol, frequently loaded with hollow point bullets, which caused severe internal ruptures when entering victim. Yeah, we know hollow points do people, for God's sakes. So in one case, he fired 8 rounds into an unarmed man. I love how they try to claim unarmed man, dude. Okay, was the guy really unarmed? Because even if he was unarmed still, like, he could have still been a threat if he was, like, larger than this dude, honestly, dude. Again, just because you're unarmed doesn't mean you're not a threat, dude. Seriously. So I'm not trying to justify what the guy did here, obviously, but I'm just saying, like, in general. Like, people always try to use that bullshit here in America, and it's like, yeah, dude. And when the dude's, like, 6'5", fucking 350-pound brick shithouse against, like, a fucking 110-pound cop or something like that, dude, that's a chick. Like, yeah, there's going to be a use of force disparity at that point, bro. So, anyway. In this case, obviously, it was a pretty burly white guy, it seems like, versus a bunch of minorities there, who it is. So anyway, in particular, brutal case in July 11th, 1988, this Lewis guy shot a 14-year-old boy who had broken into a restaurant searching for petty change. So the boy who we have not named to protect his privacy told police he hid in the toilet when he saw this guy with his gun. So he says the security guard called him out, told him to stand next to the wall, and then shot him repeatedly. So, quote, he told me to stand up, but I couldn't. So the boy, as in a recorded testimony, said, while I was lying there, he kicked me in the mouth, picked me up, and propped me up against the table, and then shot me again. Says boy survived, but he was not believed. He was charged with breaking into the building. Many young black men and boys who gave firsthand accounts of being assaulted and shot by this dude had faced similar fates. Says testimonies such as this were heard during Ventura's trial, but the judge repeatedly dismissed the witnesses as unsocialified and unreliable. Said there is no jury trials in South Africa. The opinion of the judge is final. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. That's terrible, man. And it just goes on from there, basically, and it's quite a bit more here I'm not going to read because I'm kind of tired right now, but yeah, crazy shit, man, for sure. Like, real crazy shit, man, for sure, though. But again, so... yeah, it's just wild. It's wild, man. Yeah, I heard about the Secret Service director supposedly speaking this morning. What it is, though. I'm not going to watch that or not right now. I don't really give a shit to hear about it, honestly. I'm sure NEA will talk about it tonight or something like that. Then I'll just, if there's like clips, I'll just go over the clips and then will be then or something. So, but yeah, that shit was South Africa. That was fucking nuts, dude. So, oh, actually, going back to the thing about Kamala, though, real quick before we finish up this episode today. So you got this one that was really interesting. Kamala's father is descended from one of Jamaica's largest slave owners. Her mother is Indian. This should be fun. Yeah. So you got a Jamaican father, an Indian mother, and this bitch claims she's like full black, basically. So, yeah, pretty nutty shit, man, for sure. Like I said, I really think they're just going to bait and switch her out and have Hillary jumping the ticket very soon as it will be now. So, anyway. Oh, okay. Here's a good one then. Another one. One of Kamala's victims after hearing the situation, which is this dude here, said this man had 7 years taken from him by Kamala Harris. So Black Mirror accounts wrongful life sentence by Kamala Harris's office. Felt she celebrated his conviction because she fucking did, dude. That's the thing, right? It seems like her Jamaican father there, she just hates his ass, so she goes after any black-looking dude to fuck that guy out of his fucking freedom. Then, not to mention, it seemed like she was sucking quite a few black men off when she got fame and power. That's what it is. Whether it be Montel Williams, whether it be Willie Brown, etc. But anyway, let's go ahead and listen to this 2-minute video.
Kamala Harris appeared in the courtroom tried twice. Yeah, the 2 times that Kamala Harris showed up to my trial was when I got convicted, and also when they laid down the sentence.
When you saw her on the day that the verdict was handed down, did you take that as a bad sign?
It felt to me that she was well aware about my case, and she was there to set her presence, almost take pride in getting that conviction.
Makes sense.
When I put in my appeal, the people that's fighting against my appeal to keep the conviction is the Attorney General's office. I learned it reading, their reply to my appeal, and you see Kamala Harris' name at the bottom. And now it's starting to feel a little personal.
When you win the $13.1 million massive settlement, did you feel like that was enough?
There's not an amount that could get back those 7 years. That was 6.5 years that I spent in prison. But instead of me coming home feeling like I was a victim, I wanted to prove that I'm a survivor, and I will not let my story go unheard. I'm not necessarily saying I'm looking for an apology, but some acknowledgement from her that she could have messed up will be, of course, that'll be huge. You could have made some mistakes. You could have missed.
Well, see, and that's the problem, though. She's never going to admit that shit, dude, number one. Number two, the problem I have with people getting settlement money from multi-fiction lawsuits is what it is it never fucking comes out of the goddamn bank accounts of the people it should be coming out of. That $13 million that guy got should not be paid by San Francisco taxpayers. It should be paid by Kamala Harris's fucking cunt ass. It should be paid directly out of her fucking pocketbook. And that's it, dude. If it's that person fucking you over, no, it should be that person, or it should be the various politicians of that fucking state paying money out of their own damn pockets at that point to pay you out, man. Bullshit. By the way, for those interested, today's episode is brought to you by Mike Sills. Cheddar puff things is what it is. They're kind of like cheese balls, but not really. I like this a lot, though. Not this particular kind, but these are pretty good, though, actually. I'm not gonna lie. Just this stuff in general, I like. So it looks between a cheese ball and a cheese curl, basically. Sister got me a pack of these the other day when we were at that store there. Also one for herself, for that matter. So, but yeah, it's bullshit, dude. Kamala is a massive cunt, dude, and she should be the one paying out that money, not the fucking taxpayers. Same thing goes for everything else at this point, man. Enough is enough of this shit. So. Okay. That's right. Nothing else. The erection thing, that's what it is. See, Joe Biden was asked about his career, how his career would end before he was ever sworn into office. Biden, I'll develop some disease and say I have to resign. Kamala then cracks a crooked smile. This has always been the plan. Yep. I remember that shit. People are talking about Selma Hayek at 57 right now. God, she's got a nice fucking rack, bro. I can see why NEA was all about her back in the 90s, bro. Actually, it's better now than she did before then, honestly, bro. Big old Latina titties. Maybe that's what we'll end today, actually, on that. The big old popping jugs. Yeah, that's a nice boob, man. Nice perky tits. I will say, dude, Selma Hayek is looking fine as hell at 57. I would 100% still smash, man. All day, every day. So, actually, technically, that chick is old enough to be my teenage mother. I guess is what I'd say on that one. And that's cool, man. It's whatever, because she's not, obviously. But yeah, just fucking wild stuff, man. That Dom Lucre guy said about Kamala representing black ladies or whatever there. Says, for all the black women who say they're voting for Kamala Harris because she reflects you, this is her husband. Yeah, good old Doug Emhoff there. By the way, it was this fucking piece of shit Doug who was at a Whole Foods in California like a year or so ago is what it was there. And his piece of shit ass had the Secret Service agents that were with him that day park in a fire line, so committing all kinds of felonies to get in there and stuff, and then basically shut down the store for like an hour so you could do personal shopping. Shit is what it was, dude. Like, what a fucking douchebag. And like I said before, there's actually a weird video out here someplace where it's them talking about Kamala and their ties to Doug, and then Doug's ties to like basically like World Economic Forum and Bilderberg and like all kinds of other like crazy like elitist cartel people is what it is there. So yeah, very, very weird shit, man. But yeah, fuck those people both, man. They are the fucking scumbag Nazis of society is what it is for real. So people doing the Biden thing there. This was also a good one. People did a couple different memes on this one. This one said Kamala handpicking her interns, and this was basically this is supposed to be Kamala getting the voter base ready to get extra votes or whatever. Then it's a bunch of chicks basically sucking dick. In this case, bananas. So honestly, in this picture though, of all the chicks in this picture right here now, I would say the one in the white right here, the white top right there in the middle, with the black hair, and then the one right behind her in the white top as well, would probably be decent. Like not to like blow you, but like as like good lays, I'm guessing, honestly, on that, or at least people I probably would fuck, honestly. So this girl right here in the forefront is okay. All the others are kind of meh. So, but yeah, dude, these memes are writing themselves for real. So, yeah, this might have been the guy that we just had that 2-minute video that was talking about him. Here's what it is for $13 million. That wrongful lawsuit there. Yeah, it says meet Jamal Truelove, a black man who grew up in San Francisco. He was forever ruined by Kamala Harris. She framed him for murder in 2007. So Truelove was falsely convicted and spent 6 years in prison until California Appeals Court overturned his conviction in 2014. Let's see what else this is here. Citing overzealous prosecution by Kamala Harris's office, True Love was retried in 2015 and acquitted. In 2016, he sued the government of San Francisco and won $13.1 million settlement after the jury found that 2 police officers involved in the case had fabricated evidence and failed to disclose important information. So there's no physical or forensic evidence implicated him, and no other witnesses said he was the shooter. As True Love insisted from the beginning that he was innocent, but Kamala Harris saw a black man and had a vendetta to get him locked up by any means necessary. Yeah, that's what it is. She's a fucking massive cunt for this dude. Yeah, it's fucked up shit, man. Like it's so fucked up, man. Like, how is this woman walking free herself right now is my question. It boggles the mind, dude. And then you realize how she's walking free. It's because they're all in cahoots, man. They are all in this fucked up ass thing. Democrat, Republican, Rhino, whatever the fuck you want to call it at that point, dude. They're all in this crazy death spiral where it's if you take one down, you take them all down kind of shit. And so they'll sit there and cuck for each other every chance they fucking get just to keep each other out of fucking prison cells where they belong. It's so jacked up, man. It really is. So, anyway. Sorry, I was doing Discord and I was trying to get any in trouble a little bit with his wife there. Where's I at now? There. So let me go back to our. Oh, looks like I lost a follower this morning. I don't know if I'm losing followers or if it's X is just like cutting people from me is what it is, dude. Because I know we're at like 160 the other day, and now we're down. We were down to 154 this weekend. Now we're down to 151 right now. So, yeah, it looks like Crump's covering the John Crump's covering the Secret Service ladies. What it is there. But yeah, to reiterate, what happened to me is that last couple of days here, some asshole keeps trying to hack my Facebook account and a couple other private social media accounts I have right now. And I'm getting fucking sick of it, man. I'm getting real fucking sick of it, dude. And if you don't stop, and I think I know who you are, I'm going to get the police involved in it, dude. I'm going to get the cops involved and get the feds involved on your asses. And I will make 100% sure that they prosecute you the full extent of the law, motherfuckers. Because I'm not having it, dude. I am not having it anymore. Enough is enough of this shit. Just cut the shit and leave me alone. Literally. So. Anyway. People are talking about Batista being sick now, and they're like, no, he's not sick. He just cut down the gym. No, he cut down the steroid use. People get it right. That guy was literally on fucking roids for like a couple of decades. That's what the real issue there is. He does look fucked up anymore though, dude, especially with that beard and shit. So. Video of a chick trying to help a raccoon get off of a hot highway. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Must be nice. Must be nice. This is back when I'm going to show this picture real quick. This is back when our money actually meant something in this country. This is by the way, this is back during the silver standard of U.S. history that used to call the gold standard. Just to point that out for context. And yeah, you had this lady here with $20 of groceries before going home to her $15,000 house in 1960. So a full cart of groceries was worth $20 back in them days, and a house cost $15,000. Fucking nuts, dude. Now, granted, again, that was all silver-backed currency, gold-backed currency, whatever we call it at that point. So we need to get back to those times again, dude. That was also, by the way, before the Hart-Celler Act, aka the Immigration and Naturalization Act of 1960s, became a thing in this country, where Hart and Celler, two scumbag pieces of shit, sold us out entirely in this nation, and falsely claimed, "Oh, you're never going to see a demographical shift in America's population. It's always going to be majority white." Bull fucking shit it is. Yeah, with that fucking sellout to immigration, dude, you've had so many people come over here and take from a system they never put a dime into, get Social Security benefits, get EBT benefits, get all kinds of benefits, never put a cent into the fucking system, but yet take, and fuck people like myself and everybody else over it is what it is. Fuck that shit. End of story. So, anyway. I'm going to go take a nap for a while, since I'm not moving anytime soon. Thank God for that. But, yeah, I'm going to be here for the foreseeable future right now is what it is, at least through the election anyway. And, yeah, I will be doing my own thing then after that. But as of right now, I'm going to call it a day. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I'll see you all in the next one. Stay safe, stay vigilant. Always be carrying because you know what's going to happen. Always be carrying extra mags, extra ammo, extra everything, really is what it is, dude, because you never know, man. Not to mention non-lethal options, pepper spray, etc., etc. You know, maybe a baton, if you really can, whatever the case be there. And even maybe like maybe even a lethal backup for that matter, you know. Knife, box cutter, whatever it is there. So, anyway. My sister's dude was actually talking about my M-Tech knife here. He looked over, he's like, "Oh, that's nice looking." And he's like, "Yeah, check it out." He's like, "Yeah, that's cool, man." And then he showed me his little switchblade he has with him at all times. Which I think it's actually a gravity-fed knife is what it is, because this has like a little switch thing on the front of it, and it's like flips out then. Like it's one of those ones where you could literally like you just like push it onto somebody's body essentially and just like flip the switch, and it should go right into them essentially at that point then, dude. So yeah, I wouldn't want to fuck with that though for sure. I think that was a couple $100 he says what it was, but yeah, I don't pay that kind of money for knives, so that's just insane to me. Because like I was telling him, this one was like, I think it was like $15 or $16, and this was like 10, 12 years ago I got this at least. So, then I got my nice Atom knife, here's what it is, which is more recent, and that cost me $20, and that was actually a pretty nice one though. I've sharpened the shit out of this since then. So, my namesake knife, which has a nice little edge to it there. This would be a good steak knife, honestly, I feel like, if you're out in the woods and shit. Like, just have that as like your personal knife to just like eat meat or whatever with then, or cut up some chicken or something then. They just have like a different knife for like, you know, chopping the wood and everything else like that, filleting, little kindling and whatnot then. But yeah, like I said, it's getting pretty tiring. It's already 11 a.m., so I figure I'm going to take a nap for at least a few hours then. Get up around probably 3:30, do some stuff then. Maybe go back to sleep after that then, after I finish doing what I'm going to do for a little bit of time then. And then probably get up later tonight as it'll be then. So, but yeah. I do need to make some calls here too at some point in the near future and figure out what the hell's going on currently. with my when exactly my next appointment is with my MD, and get him on a pathway right now. If he can make some calls ahead, then if that be the case, put me in touch with somebody then who relates to arthritis specialists and stuff like that, since my dermatologist is now giving me shit about, well, we want you to see a specialist about this thing is what it is, and if they say it's that, then it's not going to be this thing, whatever the case being. They're deciding if they want to put me on a different biological it is right now than the one I'm currently on, since the one I'm currently on is not doing really anything at this point. So anyway, I would assume I'll get a call at some point today, though, from somebody like Carrie, maybe, or something like that, who does my meds, but who knows. So anyway, other than that, that's what we have for the day. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Like I said, always be carrying, because you don't know what's going to happen. Always be carrying extra stuff now, because we're looking at gangs. We're looking at fucking, sleeper cells of illegals in this country, dude. You're not going to be able to deal with them all with a single mag if something does go down. You're going to need to do mag changes. You're going to need to basically be having at least the equivalent of what a cop has on them at all times right now, which is, like 4 or 5 mags legitimately. So really, it should just be a bag of mags you're carrying with you anymore. And if you can do like something where it's, sort of a switchover thing where it's like a long gun and a handgun, and the long gun just happens to be like a PCC or whatever the case be and shares, mag compatibility, then yeah, I would say honestly just carry a bunch of fucking sticks or something like that. That's what it is there, man. For like, if you're just going to do like a Glock handgun or whatever the case be, your PSA dagger or whatever it is there, and then you're going to have like, I don't know, like a Ruger PCC or something like that, dude, with you. And then yeah, just have a bunch of like 33 round Glock sticks, honestly, in a bag or something like that. Like get one of these little tactical bags, because I'm pretty sure they can carry a bunch of 33 round sticks in them. Then I know they can easily fit standard capacity AR mags in them. Then, so as it was, I was going through the ammo I had the other day, and the stuff my cousin gave me to use now. I was able to fill up every mag I have now with what he gave me the other day, because I still had a few that weren't totally full up, is what it is. But I have at least 2 full kits right now in the house, and then I have enough for a little bit extra to basically blow off if I needed to do a little bit of accuracy testing and stuff like that of some shit. So I'm debating if I really want to use that or not, or if I just want to, buy some more ammo and get that extra mag is what it is, load it up, and then potentially also buy, a couple more mags and a couple more boxes of ammo on top of that then, and have at least like, a full kit plus like 1 or 2 extra mags with that then. So, yeah, it's a whole thing, man. You can never have enough is what it is, dude. Mags, ammo, all that stuff like that. The problem, again, comes back to, money is what it is there, because unfortunately money makes the world go around. If you don't have it, you're kind of fucked. So, and unfortunately I don't have a lot right now is what it is. So, I'm still waiting for the damn credit card bill to come in right now so I can figure out a way to pay that damn thing off. So hopefully they'll send that to me here in a few days or something like that then by the end of the month, I'm guessing. So anyways, but yeah, other than that though, it's been fun, it's been real. Have a good one, y'all. Peace out. I'll see you later. We will for sure be doing Buckshot Thursday this coming week. This coming Thursday, I should say. We will do a Freedom Friday this coming Friday, and I may or may not do a Reseller Friday. It all depends if I can get out with my cousin to go over to the reseller / unclaimed freight place there. And if I can get a bunch of stuff from there again, I'll definitely do a, here's all the shit I got basically. I'm going to potentially do like at least about a $20 bill worth of shit then if that be the case over there, if I can get a bunch of different things then. My plan right now is to just go after certain things I know for a fact are going to sell and I can make money off of, which would obviously be, various little containers and stuff like that. Like I've shown before, that's like the various, electronic containers and stuff like that, where you put, a Bluetooth speaker or whatever in there and they're like $15-$20 a piece there for those like Bose headphone speakers and stuff like that. What it is there. and the cases I'm talking about is what it is there. And other various shit too, for that matter. And then hopefully I can find some other surprises. Maybe a new hat, even for that matter. Because I got a bunch of hats over here, but I kind of want a different hat. Is what it is, man. You know, kind of want to get something different. There is what it is, man. Maybe get another old man hat, you know. Because I mean, I got my other old man hats over here right now. You know, I don't know how good these are gonna be though, man. I mean, I got my little. I got this little guy right here. That's what it is, which looks pretty nice. It actually fits my head pretty well, but it's also a little bit tight. And of course, I got the old ass one, like Jean-Claude Van Damme style one there. That's a little bit less, what you call it. These are literally like caddy hats, honestly, or if I was going to go like golfing, I feel like this is what I'd be wearing right now is this one right here, honestly. So, and of course, I also got my, as some of the boys called it, my gay sailor hat. So, which I found very insulting because I do like this hat, man. It's not too bad. Not too bad at all. But yeah, it's like, I am the captain now, motherfuckers. So, but nah, for real though. We'll always go back to the old Ohio hat, man. Because, you know, when worse comes to worse, we do love us our state we live in. We may hate the government here, but we do love the state, man. Anyway, and of course, I also got my black cowboy hat. I'd like to find like a white cowboy hat or like some kind of other color cowboy hat there. I also have a hat that I found recently in my stuff that it's a white. It is a literal white hat. It's a white ball cap that says the word "wifey" across it. And if it didn't say that, I would totally like that hat is very fucking comfortable. It fits my head very well. But I do not want to wear it. That was what it is for that exact reason. Although that would be something I would give to my future wife. That's what it is, dude. And have her wear it around then. So. And then I would just figure out something where I'd find another one, have another one, and just as husband or hubby on it or something like that, dude. So, anyway. But yeah, other than that, though, that's what I'm going to be out for today. Hope you guys enjoyed this. See y'all in the next one. Peace out, y'all. Have a good day. Later.